Hey YouTube friends, if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Jessica and I am the owner and operator of Roundtown Candle Co. I'm a hand-poured soy wax candle business in a little town in Ohio. So today's video, I wanted to share with you some of the kind of tips and tricks and different things that I have picked up along the way. And I want to pass those along to you guys and then also see that maybe you guys might have something to share with me. So if you do, please leave it in the comments because I love to exchange with you guys. It is the coolest and I will reply to every comment so long as it is appropriate. So, okay. So I've got a little list here because I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to get off track. So basically just little things I've figured out along the way. One of them, and I mean, this is probably not like some big revelation because if you're in the candle making business, you, I'm sure, are aware that whenever you order your supplies, you get 58 gajillion packing peanuts. And that's not much of an exaggeration. I love these things though, because these are the environmentally friendly ones. These are like cornstarch, so they dissolve in water. So I don't feel bad, like I have a bunch of plastic and all that stuff around. So these are so much better than bubble wrap. They work amazingly well when it comes to packing and shipping candles and products. So I keep these. I have gigantic trash bags full of them and boxes and stuff like that. And then also, I know you don't always know who your customers are, but I have a cousin who lives in Texas and his wife and two boys, and his boys are young, and they ordered candles off of me, and I knew the boys would be around when they came. So I put a little note in there that told them that these were magic packing peanuts, that they would disappear in water. So they sent me the absolute cutest video of the boys with these packing peanuts, and they dissolve, and I think they probably get a little slimy before they completely dissolve, and it was super cute. So if you know someone that's got kids, when you're sending these, I would definitely recommend doing that because I got a kick out of that video. I think they had fun with it too. So keep the packing peanuts. It will save you so much money when you don't have to buy all of the packing materials. So that is the first thing. The second thing, let me grab this here. And okay, so the second thing is when it comes to the wicks. Now I have, what did I do with it? It's right here. Okay, so for my tins, for example, when I put my wick in there, obviously there's a lot of excess. And so when I cut those off, I don't throw them away. I keep them. I put them back in one of the bags that actually has the label on to let me know what size. That way I don't accidentally put them in the wrong bag or think they're the wrong size. Then you can buy these wick tabs from whatever suppliers you buy your candle products from. I mean, everybody's got them. So I bought a bag of 100 of these wick tabs. And they're not very expensive at all. They're cheap. So then what I do is I take the wick that I have cut from my tin, and then you just thread it up through the bottom of the tab. And then, I mean, you don't need to have ones that are these big, but my husband's a mechanic, so we have all kinds of tools like that. So anyways, so I just use these, and then you just squeeze it like that. And it will hold that. I gotta get it from the bottom. I'm trying to do this end video. Let's try this. Okay. So then you squeeze it in there, you guys, and you've just created a new wick. So you literally get 2 in 1. And now when you put that down in your tin, you still have a little bit excess, of course, and then you'll trim that off. So you're getting 2 candles out of 1 wick. So it's not that much work. It's very easy. You saw all I did, and it'd probably be easier if I didn't have these that were so long, or at least while I'm trying to record. But that's all you do. You just squeeze it. You just pinch those tabs and it squeezes the wick in there, and that's it. So very, very easy. Buy these tabs, keep your excess wicks, and there you go. You've just saved yourself some money because now you're getting twice the amount out of one bag of Wicks. So that is a definite money saving tool right there. Okay, the next thing is make your own personalized bags and tissue paper for your in-person sales or your local pickups. So if you look, I buy these bags off of Amazon, plain, and then look what I do. Look how good that looks. I mean, if you didn't know, if I hadn't just told you that, you would probably think that I had purchased these bags custom made, personalized, but they're not. And the same thing with my tissue paper. I buy, you can see that, I buy my tissue paper, plain white tissue paper in bulk. I buy it off of Amazon. You can really get it anywhere. And then I just take, I got these stamps made from Zazzle. I just sent them my logo on the internet and they made these stamps, and I got the ink pads, and that's all I do. I just use those to personalize my own bags and tissue paper. And even when I'm shipping out, I will take that stamp and put stamp on the side of the box. That way when the customer gets the candle, you know, that box outside their house, and they look at it and it's right away, they know it's Round Town Candle Co. So that's just a very easy way an affordable way to personalize your products. So that's that. Okay. Alcohol. I use alcohol all the time. I don't know what it's like on other waxes, but for soy wax, it absolutely cleans it up easy breezy. And I have a stainless steel table that I purchased from Uline. That's where I pour my candles. And so inevitably there's going to be wax that's going to get on that table. And to just spray it down with the alcohol and wipe it up is perfect. And I always do that. I always wipe everything off before I get ready to pour my candles or package candles and things like that, because I just want a clean working surface. So it's obviously very cheap to get bottles of alcohol. I buy them, I don't know, by the 2-pack or whatever at Sam's Club, and just keep my bottles refilled. I also use them to clean my jars before I put the wicks in, because, you know, their jars aren't always perfectly clean, especially the glass jars. They come with the lids off of them, and a lot of times there's a little bit of cardboard dust from the packaging and things like that. So I like to spray and then clean them out really good. And of course I make sure they're dry before I actually go through and put the wicks on, but definitely it's just a super great all-purpose cleaner. So I always keep that handy. Okay, next. All right, you guys, this is, please tell me if you can relate. Look at all these 1-ounce sample bottles, and this is not even all of them. I could probably make this box another 2 or 3 times. So my advice on this is do not overwhelm yourself with 1-ounce sample bottles. So a lot of times when you order your supplies, you can get some for free. Sometimes you can get 1, sometimes you get, 10, whatever the special is, whatever company you're dealing with. But it's super easy to get those for free, so always take advantage of those. But when I started in the beginning, I would be like, I think I kind of want a candle that smells like cinnamony or maybe some vanilla or something. And so I would just start buying all these samples of everything that was in the neighborhood of that. And then pretty soon it's ridiculous, because you just can't narrow it down from that many. And it's just overwhelming and silly, because then you pick one and then all of the rest of them are just sitting there doing nothing. So I stopped with the mass buying of 1-ounce sample bottles. And so like I said, I always take the ones that are free, and I try to get scents as close to what I think I'd like to try to make. Now, my Lemon Fresh that I just released a couple of weeks ago, with that one, I actually didn't have any lemon samples at all. So I went and I purchased one 1-ounce bottle, or it may have even been one I got for free with an order. But anyways, I just got one, and I thought, if I don't like this one, then I'm going to just get one more. I'm not going to buy every combination of lemon scent that there is from every supplier. So I got one, and it ended up, I made a candle out of it and fell in love with it. So it was perfect. So I saved myself from having a ridiculous amount of lemon variety 1-ounce bottles. So that's probably my next tip, is don't go crazy on the 1-ounce bottles, because it can be easy to, because it's exciting, especially when there's so many that look good, but they just sit around a lot, and I don't know. I've got 1-ounce bottle clutter. I need to do something with that. So print your own labels when you can. That saves time, it saves money, it's easy. It's also pretty rewarding when you look at the fact that, like, here's on one of my wax melts that I do, I print that label. So it's not super fancy schmancy, but it looks really good, and it's clean, and it's my deal, and that's what I sell, and people seem to like it. So it saves a lot of money by doing that. And then I don't have to wait for the time that it takes somebody else to print and ship and all that stuff. So the only one that I have done for me is the 4-ounce, because that one goes on the lid and it's got that border around it, and there is no printer in the world that can help me to get this straight the way I need to. I lost my mind, and finally I just said, I'm not doing this. I'll let Avery print that one for me, and they do an amazing job. So, but aside from that, it's super cost effective. I buy the labels in bulk packages, the Avery labels in bulk packages, and then I just do it all between Canva is where I do my design, and then Avery, I go on and do my printing. I have a plain Jane basic printer. It is not a fancy label printer or picture printer, and it does the job. It's really good. So print your labels when you can, because it, and then also when you're trying to create your label in the beginning, you're printing a lot and getting, you know, you kind of go through a few of them where you're just trying to see what you like and what you don't like, and so you don't have the waste and you don't have the time waiting and all those different things. So then invest where it counts. So a lot of these things have been money saving tips, but don't be afraid to spend money either, because like my Wick centering tool that I've showed on previous videos, that's so easy because it makes putting my wick in my jar super fast. Definitely has amazing consistency. They're always centered. It's perfect. It's so easy, and I don't have to sit there and hold the jar up and kind of try to eyeball it, and it just makes it a lot better. And it's not even an expensive tool. The Label Wizard, which I showed you guys on my last video, I think, or recently, this is something that I would buy 100 times over because it helps. And again, you know, when you're a small business and you're doing things by hand, yes, things are going to be different and inconsistent because you're doing it by hand. You're not mass producing on a machine where everything is exactly the same. But when you can have your labels look awesome every time, that's worth it to me. That's money well spent. So I would definitely suggest that, yes, while we are trying to have little money saving tips and do things like that, that also don't be afraid to spend that money where it helps you in your business. Another thing is I always keep a notebook. I always keep this notebook at my candle studio, and I keep track of all kinds of stuff. If I have ideas or something that turned out good or didn't, and just thoughts for YouTube, thoughts for new products, new scents, I just jot all that stuff down. If I am out, if I'm at work, if I'm somewhere else, I will put the note in my phone, and then when I come home, I put it in my book, because I started out with this thing where I'd have like a sticky note with a note on it and a paper with a, and then I couldn't remember where I had this note or what I was thinking of the other day. So everything goes in the notebook. If I'm not at home, I put it where, piece of paper or my phone or wherever I can, and when I get home, it goes in the notebook. Super helpful to try to keep my thoughts organized, because we know that that can be tricky sometimes too. All right, my final thing. This one I'm pretty proud of. So I created this. I actually created this in Canva, but you could do this on Word or you could do it by hand. It doesn't even matter. But I created a recipe sheet for my candles, and I actually laminated it. I had bought a super cheap laminator for when I did in-person sales, and I could print my price sheets and have them laminated to look nice. So I laminated this, and what I do is when I'm getting ready to make my candles, it's got my recipes on it. So it'll say how many ounces of wax and how many ounces of fragrance oil. Obviously, I covered that information up because it took me months and months and months and months of testing to get the right recipes for my candles. I don't want to just give that information away. For one, that's not fair to me and my hard work. And for two, if you are an aspiring candle maker, you need to go through that process, because what I like and what you like might be two different things, or we may not use the same wax and so on. So do your own research, do your own testing for sure. But this makes it super nice because I keep this over by my wax and my fragrance so that when I am pouring candles, I can very quickly look up and I know exactly how much wax, exactly how much fragrance oil. It's right there, and it makes it really easy. And then I also have one that I do for my testers, because when I test, obviously I'm testing a much smaller amount. So it gives me my tester recipe too. So that's just like an easy idea for just making things a little bit easier and a little bit quicker when it comes to pouring the candles. So I think that's everything, you guys. I think that's my little bit of kind of tips and tricks and things that I do. If there are any that you do, any little things that you do that help you out or help you save a buck, or a product that you've invested in that's helped you tremendously in your candle making, please leave that in the comments, because I love to share these ideas and information. And I like to also see, you know, maybe I've given you something you haven't thought of, and maybe you can give me something that I haven't thought of either. And that's always nice, just kind of exchange. So, okay. My next video is going to be coming out soon, I promise. I know I hadn't been on here for a couple weeks. I got super busy. But my next video is going to be about a new product slash project I've been working on. And I'm pretty excited about it, but I'm also a little bit nervous. So, I don't know. I will have it all put together this week, and I will do a video and show you guys. And I would love to get feedback from you, because, you know, you want to like keep coming out with new stuff without making too much new stuff, I guess. I don't know. So speaking of that, real fast before I go, I launched my Lemon Fresh candle a couple weeks ago, and it sold out way fast. And I've never had anything really sell out like that. So I was excited, and I've been busy pouring and restocking and updating website, all that stuff. So what I've done is, I mentioned this before, but what I've done this time is, instead of releasing a collection, like a spring collection, I'm just releasing a candle at a time. And I decided that I want to do that for a couple reasons. I want to try it just because, you know, I did a fall collection, winter collection, starting collection, all that stuff. I want to just focus on 1 scent at a time, because I will say it was extremely nice to just focus on 1 scent, testing 1 scent, pouring 1 scent, labeling 1 scent, photography, all that stuff, promotion of it and everything. So then I just focused on this Lemon Fresh, and then it sold out like way fast, and people went crazy over it. And I've restocked, and that's selling out. So I'm just been pouring even more of these. So I'm curious to see, is it because I'm just focusing on 1 scent only? Was that why there was so much buzz on it, because it was just this one? Or is it just because it's spring and people love lemon? I don't really know. But what I'm going to do, what I'm going to try for the spring and summer months, I've decided is, instead of having a spring collection or summer collection, I'm just going to sprinkle scents in when I feel like it. So Lemon Fresh was my new scent, just because, not because, well, I mean, you know, it is spring. But the point is, it's not going to be like this big collection thing. So I'm already working on the next new scent. And it will come out whenever I feel like having it come out, and it will come out by itself, and I'll hype it up and I'll see how it does. So I'm just a little bit anxious to see. I just don't think I want to do collections all the time. I get it around maybe Christmas and things like that, but I just don't want to do a collection all the time. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind. I'm new at this stuff, so I'm kind of just, you know, doing what I feel like I want to do at the moment, and trial and error. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm curious to know, do you guys always do collection launches, or do you do just sprinkle your candles here and there? And how does it work for you, or what do you like or not like? So I would love feedback. If you want to engage with me in the comments, I will absolutely respond to everyone, so long as it's an appropriate comment. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I think you should definitely do that, because if this channel continues to grow, then I know I'm doing the right thing and I'm going to keep posting videos. So if you like my content and you are not already subscribed, I would be ever so grateful. All you have to do is click a button. That's it. So, okay, guys, I will be back soon with my new product / project that I've been working on, and I'm going to be hitting you guys up for some feedback on this. So stay tuned for that one, and I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you later.